Okay, hello. Okay, let me do a sound check real quick. Should be saying I'm live. Okay. Sound check real quick. Okay, we're good. We're good. How y'all doing this evening? Movie 186 back again with another live stream. Yeah, thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for watching. Anyways, I want to talk about that. I haven't done a. Is this my first official? No. I did one in January. Anyways, how y'all doing this evening? Movie 186 here. Um, I've been a little bit busy with work and stuff like that, so I haven't really been able to make any videos. And even still, there's really nothing going on. But anyways, how y'all doing this evening, man? This morning actually. Well, depending on where you are. Anyway, let's talk about this, man. Like, Crackdown 3, there was a game previews been going around. Namely, IGN. I think there's some other sites who talked about the game, showed off the game. And I feel like the previews so far. Now you have to remember these are just previews. Those aren't reviews or nothing like that. They're just previews. The previews so far don't seem to be very positive about this game. I haven't heard any real. Um, I haven't heard any real, you know, good talking points about this game. Right? Like I've heard that the game, graphically doesn't look. I mean, you could look at it. The game doesn't look great. You look at, they haven't really said much about the fun factor of the game. I haven't really heard much of it. And naturally on Twitter, there's a lot of people going back and forth. I got into a huge back and forth with a couple of fucking moronic Xbox fanboys over this. And there's been a lot of talk about this game, and I wanted to discuss it too because like I said in other videos and other live streams, this was the game that I was planning on getting. This is the game that I initially wanted to buy an Xbox One for. The reason why is because of the way the game looked and the way that they showed off the destruction. Now, I look at my Xbox library, and I'm looking forward to the next Gears game. Whenever I don't know when Halo Infinite is coming out, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. I've grown into the Xbox ecosystem. I like the system to where I don't necessarily need um I don't necessarily need Crackdown 3 to you know to enjoy the game. You get what I'm saying? Like I do to really enjoy my Xbox. I don't necessarily need it. But with that said, I bought I I do want to play it. I was interested in the game, and I'll tell you guys whether or not I'm gonna buy it or not a little bit later. But you look at the game doesn't look great. People are pointing out, there've been a ton of videos that I've been watching of people pointing out, the flaws that they see. I saw a great video by King Thrash Gaming. Shout out to him. He made a 40-minute video discussing his issues with the game as it concerns what Sumi Digital showcased in 2015 at Gamescom and everything. The reason why I'm making this video, I'm not here to necessarily shit on the game because at the end of the day, it is a game that I do have high hopes for. Um, but the thing that I wanted to discuss is something that I've seen several Xbox gamers talk about. Namely guys like Showstopper, who I'm cool with. There's no. This is not a beef video on him. Shout out to him, and I've seen some other people talk about this also. Um, and I actually seen this with a couple games. With when it comes to Game Pass, like I've seen the same argument with Sea of Thieves, State of Decay, stuff like that. That whenever a game comes out, an exclusive Xbox game comes out, and it's not, I guess you could say it's not up to par when it comes to the AAA standard. You always hear this thing, oh well, at least it's on Game Pass, at least it's $10 and stuff like that. Now, my thoughts on Game Pass is that again, I think it's a cool service. I don't have it, because I kind of like to own my games physical. I'm more of I own my games physical. I've always been that way. I don't know if that's gonna change in the future, but I've always been more of a physical owning games physically because like I said, I've been gaming since Super Nintendo. And even though I'm not a collector, I always like knowing having the physical copy in my hands. And my thoughts on Game Pass is that I believe that this is a service designed to help developers, especially the ones that they've hired recently. Your Obsidian, your Ninja Theory, stuff, game studios like that. Game Pass, in my opinion, was created by Microsoft to create their own type of Netflix type service, right? And when you look at Netflix, what does Netflix have? They have they have stuff from they have stuff from movies and TV shows and stuff like that. I guess you call them third party stuff, but they also have original content, stuff that they make, right? And I feel like Microsoft is going to do the same thing with Game Pass. Obviously, you see it. They have third party games on there, and they've said that every first party game from now on is going to be on Game Pass. And the future of Game Pass, from what I've seen, is that they're going to use Game Pass as a way to help these developers create games quicker. What I mean by that is that games won't have to be necessarily uh, games won't have to necessarily be uh AAA or whatever. Now, I'm not saying that they use it as an excuse to kind of create games like Crackdown or Sea of Thieves, nothing like that. No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is that they use, let's say one of these new developers that Microsoft creates is creating a game similar to the Walking Dead series, right? The one that what's that company called? Damn, what's that company called? They make the Walking Dead. They make the Walking Dead. Shit, I forgot what the company's called. I don't feel like looking it up either. So I fuck it. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Is that episodic Walking Dead game, right? And and they release their games, episodically from episode one, two, three, whatever. What Microsoft's gonna do with Game Pass is for some of those games to come out quicker. Like, instead of having a cycle of once every, I want to say, like, 5, 6 years, you'll get a game in the series, or even entirely new games from a studio every couple years, right? Maybe 2 to 3 years, right? Years. So you know, I'm just using I'm just using um I'm just using that Walking Dead game as an example of them creating more episodic episodes, like every month or so, right? So one of the problems that was going on with the studio that I can't remember, is that they had a hard time releasing games on a consistent flow, because for whatever reason I think they're belly up now. I don't know what their status is, but I feel like Game Pass is going to be used to create more and more games, whether it's more so games that are like single A or double A or indie games, so that the studio can create more games at a faster flow. You get what I'm saying? Like, kind of like how Netflix is with their individual series and movies. So when people say, "Oh, well, Crackdown, what do you expect? It's Crackdown. It's, you can get it. It's essentially $10, or if you have Game Pass, it's free." The reason they're not, what they're saying is not wrong per se. It's not wrong. I came to keep. Oh, what's up, man? How you doing? How you doing, Wolflow, man? Shout out to you. Oh, Wolflow, let me ask you a question real quick. What is the company name that made that Walking Dead series? The one that the episodic one. I can't remember. Please let me know. It's killing me right now. Anyway, shout out to Wolflow, man. That dude's always that dude's always on point, man. Dude's always on point. But all right, so they're not necessarily wrong when they say that Crackdown, is free, $10, or what's the big deal? They're not necessarily wrong. But yeah, oh, okay, there you go. Telltale. There you go. I should have fucking known that. Yeah, Telltale, they're the one that made all these episodic games and stuff like that. But anyway, back to my point. Now, they're not necessarily wrong when they say that. The problem that I have with the statement from these fanboys is that here you have a group of gamers, group of fanboys who who wants to brag up and down 24/7. They show off every Digital Foundry video. They show off every article, every tweet from Mikey Barr or Phil Spencer or Adam Greenberg about how powerful the Xbox One X is, right? Oh, the strongest powerful console in the world, true 4K, yada yada yada. And then when a game like Crackdown 3 comes out and it looks like a 360 game, you have games like Sea of Thieves come out, which outside of the water does not is not a good looking game. I don't give a shit what anybody says. A game like State of Decay, which came out broken. When it comes to these games, now all of a sudden, oh, who cares? It's on Game Pass. You're telling me that a group of gamers who want to sit there and brag about graphics, brag about power, on one hand, and then all of a sudden when the game comes out and it's like, oh, it's about the gameplay. It's not about graphics. It don't matter. Like fuck out of here, man. Fuck out of here with that bullshit. Bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Complete another bullshit. Now me, I don't care about any of that stuff. I don't care about power. I don't care about any of that shit, man. As long as the game runs well, as long as the game is fun, that's all I care about. But I'm not gonna sit here and excuse a game for not for looking like ass. If a game don't look good, the game don't look good. That's a fact. And I'm sorry, I'm not I don't like uh, exactly. I agree. I agree. Wolflo. If I cared about graphics that badly, I would get a PC. Absolutely, I would. I've even thought about I've thought about getting a PC, not because of power, because there are some games that I would like to try, and there are advantages to PC gaming that are more beneficial to me than just power. Yeah, yeah, that's true. PC gaming does require a brain, so we wouldn't have so many fucking corporate slaves. But the thing is that I'm not interested in giving companies an out when it comes to not making the game the best that they can make it. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I see a lot of people comparing this game to Gravity Rush and Breath of the Wild. Like I've seen Breath of the Wild live action. You know that game is beautiful for a game on the Switch. That game is fucking beautiful. And based on what I've seen, it looks a hell of a lot better than Crackdown 3, right? Gravity Rush on the PS2. I've seen gameplay of that game. I mean, not PS2, PS4. That game looks a lot better than Crackdown 3. Now, and the thing is with the Crackdown, it's not about the art style. Because the funny thing is, the game they showed in 2015 looked great. It looked amazing. That to me, that's next generation. That's what next generation Crackdown looks like. What we're getting with some of these game previews and stuff like that is a game that don't look good. It just doesn't look good. And and to me, I'm not interested in using Game Pass as an excuse for these companies to not make the game the best that they can make it. And that's why I see a lot of Xbox fanboys do with this game is that they use Game Pass as an excuse, saying, "Oh well, it doesn't matter. It'll be on Game Pass anyway." No shit is on Game Pass. Microsoft said it. We all know that. Everybody knows this. But excuse me. But are we really just going to sit there and just give them an excuse not to make the game the best that they can make it? No, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be that way. And to be honest with you, it goes to a much larger problem when it comes to fanboys that I will discuss on a later date. But at this point in current time, I see a lot of dudes using this as an excuse, and it is not. It doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. Now, for me, my overall, like I said, my overall thoughts on the game. Like I said, I think it has potential. You know what I mean? I am I'm looking forward to seeing how the game is received in its full form. I'm interested to see what the boss battles look like. I know they have some videos out, but I'm not watching them. I rather experiencing them. I rather experience them on my own. But I am interested in the game. Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, Wolflow, man. The bullshit that I dealt with on Twitter a few days ago from these fucking losers. And the funny thing is, Funny thing is that there's a couple of dudes in this little all the big back and forth I got into. There was a couple of dudes on there that I actually was cool with, but yet because they're so fixated on this console war that both dudes decided to like trash me, talk shit behind my back over fucking plastic. Because I'm not an Xbox fanboy, therefore I can't speak on Crackdown 3, right? I want to give everybody a bit of a news flash when it comes to Crackdown 3. Most of you fucking losers out there who brag about how great this game supposedly is, the vast majority of you guys didn't play that fucking game when it came out. Yeah, the vast majority of you guys either played it through backwards compatibility or Crackdown 3 is the first game you guys are buying. That's a fact, man. Like you're telling me that a series like Crackdown, a series like Crackdown, who's had only two games in its entry. Both games, one game was a pleasant surprise, the other game was received poorly. You're telling me that you guys are treating this game, at least based on who you talk to, they're treating this game like it's either the second coming of God or they're treating it like, oh, it's just Crackdown. It shouldn't matter. No, it should. No, it does matter. It does matter because at the end of the day, this game was showcased 2014. And that's another thing. This is what Showstopper said. And like I said, I don't have a problem with Showstopper, but he's dead wrong on this. He said that this game was only intended to be on Game Pass. That's a fucking lie. The game was announced in 2014. There was no such thing as a Game Pass back then. The game was originally supposed to be released in 2016. Game Pass wasn't a thing until 2017. So how is it supposed to always only be showcased on Game Pass? It doesn't it doesn't make any sense. It legit doesn't make any sense. The game what first they keynoted this game for Microsoft 2014 E3. This was the last game shown at 2014 E3 for Microsoft. How the hell do we go from being the last game shown at E3? It wasn't Halo, it wasn't Gears, it wasn't some major third party game. It was Crackdown 3 that was shown as the last thing that they showed at the E3 at the Microsoft E3. How the hell can you go from there from 2014 being the keynote announcement for your first party lineup, and then all of a sudden go around 4 years late, 5 years later. Oh, it's a Game Pass game. You either play or you don't. It's a Game Pass game. That's how far this game is falling for some people. That's how far the game's falling for some people. That it went from being the one of the top games shown at E3 to being fucking fucking. Oh, it's a Game Pass game. It's not going to matter. I've actually seen some people make false accusations about the game to join the hate train. Um, I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen none of that. Like to me, the way I look at it is this, man. Like ultimately, what people's opinions are about the game ultimately does not matter, right? Like I see people getting mad at Ryan McCaffrey and Justin Legary about their opinions on the game, and to me, like I'm not taking their opinions as fact. I'm just saying I'm just absorbing what they're saying, and I'm using my eyes to see what I'm seeing, and that's it. Like at the end of the day, like I can't take their word for it at the end of the day because I haven't played the game. That's all I care about. All I care about is my opinion on the game. So like if I see people saying, yeah, if I see people saying, oh well, this game doesn't do this game doesn't do that, like I'll be like, okay, whatever, and then I'm gonna keep it moving. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit there and just take their word for it. You know, just because they played the game. Like again, they played the game, they know what the game's about. But at the end of the day, they're not reviewing the game, right? And at the end of the day, like their reviews don't matter because my opinion on the game matters. No, no, I agree with you, man. Like you got a lot of fake people out there, man. I noticed that a couple days ago. You got a lot of fake people out there. But I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is that this game. this game was supposed to come out in 2016, right? It took a couple extra years. That's fine. Whatever. It happens. Games get delayed. It is what it is, man. But if you look at the 2015 to 2015 tech demo, and I see somebody saying, "Oh well, what are you going off of that? It's a tech demo." Guys, it's fucking Crackdown 3. That's the game that they showcase. If it was a tech demo, they wouldn't fucking use Crackdown 3. What the game they showed, that's Crackdown 3. Don't give me this whole tech demo bullshit. Because if you were just gonna use the tech demo bullshit, we would have never talked about the 2000, I think it was 2006 PlayStation E3 with Crackdown 2. That was technically a tech demo. Yes or no? But guess what? Sony got crucified for that, rightfully so. Because they tried to show you guys something that wasn't ultimately possible. And if that, and like I said, I'm not a developer, so I understand that things happen. Maybe you can't do what you promised. That happens. That happens all the time in gaming. But to see the fanboys out in full force defending it is bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit. You know what I mean? Like I said, like the game that I wanted to play, that game don't exist. But there is a chance that this game can still be fun. Now it goes up to whether or not I'm going to buy the game or not. Now, this generation, there's been only one other game that I can remember this happening to me with, and that's with No Man's Sky. When they first showed No Man's Sky, I was hyped for that game. You know what I mean? I just loved the art style of the game. They really didn't say much about what the gameplay was going to look like, but I just fell in love with the graphics of the game. And then they dealt and the team, I think Hello Games, they dealt with some issues. I know that they had a studio that got either got badly damaged by a flood. You know what I mean, or something like that. I do remember reading that some time ago. And plus, the game was being delayed, 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 and then you see the final product, and it's a major letdown from at least for me personally, and to the point where I didn't even buy the game. And even to this day, I haven't bought the game, even with some of the improvements that they've made. I still haven't bought the game because the hype died for me. And I look at what you're supposed to do in the game. I read up on it, and it ultimately didn't. It wasn't fun for me. Now, Crackdown to me doesn't suffer from that because the flying around, the jetpacks, the shooting, all that stuff looks fun to me. All those are gameplay elements that I actually do like. But I can't sit there and pretend that I'm hyped for the game now because the gameplay I saw. I can't. I'm not hyped. Like I can't be hyped because the game's a major downgrade. It's a major downgrade. You know what I mean? I see a lot of these idiot fanboys talk about Horizon Zero Dawn got downgraded, Spider Man got downgraded. This is a natural downgrade. This is what we talk about when it comes to downgrade. This is what we're talking about. So to me, I just can't bring myself to buy the game now to buy it now. I know the game comes out in a week or in a week or so. So I just don't have I just don't have I don't know if I can justify buying the game at its current state. Now, again, I'll wait for the reviews to come out, and I'll wait for the impressions of this game to come out, and I'll look forward to seeing what they do to improve the game in the future. Because according to what I've been hearing, the game only has two modes and it has three maps. So that's not enough. Now, hopefully they'll add more, and if it's a lie, hopefully the real number is a lot higher. Yeah, that's mainly what I mean. Like the destruction has the destruction physics has definitely been seen a downgrade. You know what I mean? Like if you look at what they showed in 2015, the destruction felt more. I guess you could say more organic than it does now. Now, like I know Porter Rock said this, and I thought it was funny. He said that the game looked like it was fucking being. He said that the game looked like Nintendo Labo, which I thought was hilarious. But it's also kind of true. Like the buildings look like they fall down like cardboard. You know what I mean? And King Thrash video, he said that all the destruction is pre-rendered. It's not it's not in real time. It's pre-rendered, and to me that's disappointing. And look, I understand that type of stuff is hard to program. Double shooter, how you doing, man? Yeah, like they shatter. I guess you could say they shatter like glass, like the wall. And to me, like you look at what they showed in 2015, that looked a lot better, a hell of a lot better, and it looked like something that you can kind of see being a game changer when it comes to destruction. And I get it, I get it. Like you had games like the Battlefield games had destruction, had type of destruction. You had the Red Fraction games. I remember on the PS1 playing Red Fraction with my brothers and sisters. That had destruction in it. Now it wasn't as intricate as it later became, but even on PS1, that game had destruction. So, but I look at what they showed in 2015 and what they show now is night and day, and not in a good way. But with that said, I still see the game having potential. Yeah, it's true. Like I played the game on the OG PlayStation, man. That game was fun, man. That game was fun. It had destruction, but yeah, like I was saying, man. Like I said, I'm gonna keep a track of the game. If there's anything that any like worthwhile news that comes out that you know piques my interest a little bit more, I'll buy the game. But like I said, one of the things that I dealt with when it comes to the little argument I was getting into is that they're saying that, oh, well, you're not a real Xbox fan, so why you talk about this? The reason why I talk about it because I put my money where I put my money where my mouth is. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna just buy anything just because of a brand or a company. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You see, a lot of people are excited for Days Gone. I don't give a shit about Days Gone. You know what I mean? If people are excited about The Last of Us, be frank, I don't even care about The Last of Us. You know what I mean? I care. I mean, I kind of care about the multiplayer, but like I said, I've never played The Last of Us. It's just not my thing. It's just not. It doesn't interest me. I buy games that interest me. I buy products that interest me. And I'm sorry, just because the game has an Xbox logo on it, just because the game says Xbox on it, I'm not fucking buying it just to buy it. I put my money where my mouth is. So, like I said before, I'm interested in the game. I want to see the game do well, but I also am not going to make excuses for a game being bad. And and to me, whatever Metacritic score is going to get, I do think it won't get past a 70. I hope it does. I hope this game is really good. But the way it's looking right now, it looks spooky right now. It looks spooky, and to me, while I'll wait for it, I'm not gonna sit there. I can't guarantee that I'm gonna buy the game day one because it doesn't look good to me, man. Right now, it doesn't look good to me. Yeah, that's what I'll probably do too. I'll probably get it used. I'll get it used at some point. But like yeah, but that's pretty much all I have to say about the video. About this topic. Like I said, Crackdown 3's out. And like I said, people using Game Pass as an excuse for it to be bad. I think is a bad thing. It's a very bad thing because at the end of the day, while I don't believe Game Pass is used for this purpose, you can't give companies an excuse to make bad games. Can't it doesn't matter if the excuse is valid or not. Like you can't give game companies an excuse to make bad games. And that's what I see from a lot of these Xbox fanboys out there. And it's unfortunate, but it's also not that surprising. So anyways, yeah, so anyways, that's pretty much all I got to say about this, man. Thank you guys for watching, especially you, Wolflow, Devil Shooter. Thank you guys so much for your support. Anyway, this is Who 186. I am out. Peace.